All right, just first off, so proud of our team. I mean, talked about it all year, just the heart that this group has. I mean, they're a resilient group. I mean, we challenge them every day and everything that they do for nights like tonight. And plenty of things that, the adversity was there. It was present. We experienced it did not start very well in that game. But our guys battled. The touchdown before the first half, being able to get that drive put together, coming out, being able to get a good start there to start the second half, and then it was football. It was they made some good plays, rivalry game, all the emotion, hostile environment for us, but our guys, there was extreme confidence. Right, and in both sides of the ball, when the offense was struggling there, a little bit early, defensive guys, they were playing with poise. You had a great sense, right, that if we continued to stay focused on the things we could control, that we'd put ourselves in a position to be able to win this game, here in the second half. And our guys did that. I told them there in the locker room, and that's just, each opportunity that shows up, they just answer the call. And, there was a lot of things that we're going to get to correct, but to finish the regular season 12-0, undefeated regular season is big. Back-to-back state champions. That's huge. To be able to come here, on the road, with a new quarterback, starting for the first time this season. It was definitely an impressive rally for our football team. You just saw Jordan there in the locker room, and he is. I just told him how much I appreciated him, because he's been a part of this as much as anybody, and just for him doing everything that he could to be here tonight, to be a part of that. Our team, we knew that we were going to have a fight on our hands, and it was going to take 60 minutes. But how much they care about each other, how hard they're willing to push for each other, I think that showed up. And you're just grateful for every one of those players. The staff did an awesome job. You did a good job with adjustments throughout the course of the game, and what we were seeing. And then the players rose up and made the plays when necessary. And just an awesome experience. And excited for the opportunity next week to go compete for an ACC championship. And we've answered the call every week up till this point, and we're gonna have to go get better next week and continue to improve. But proud of our team, and proud of everybody associated with the program, because this is it's a long time coming. We had a heck of a journey, and the great thing about it's not done yet.
How good was the defense, especially in the second half?
Yeah, no, they were huge, and I thought they did. The first two drives, you had the third downs. We weren't getting off the field, there early. Had some extended drives. When we did, obviously we got the penalty that was called, and I've got strong feelings of how terrible that was. But that was their perspective, and it is what it is. And probably our players are probably a lot more calm than I was, and it's one of those things that you gotta respond and rise up above, and that was their early touchdown. Our defense was even in times where they had bad field position to start. They really bowed their neck. Was able to because it's some good players offensively. A couple NFL running backs. A couple of receivers have been very productive throughout the course of the year, and I was really proud of our defense and the defensive staff for what they were able to do, and then especially there in the second half was incredible.
Mike, I know we've asked you a lot about the comebacks, but tonight in particular with a backup quarterback on the road, hostile environment, how much did being in those types of games previously help?
Oh, I think so I said this is a year-long game. It's 365 days of every experience building you for the moment, and I think that's what you see. I think you see a team that we've had challenges, we've had adversity, we've had success, and our response to it has been a daily approach to work, to continue to draw closer together. I think you see a team that trusts each other, and trust is the hardest thing in the world to earn. Right, it's the hardest thing in the world to be able to have, and you see that in good times and in bad, right, because of what they've been through. And when you have a brotherhood, a family that supports each other, in all moments. Man, it's what makes this team special. And I've been asked a lot about, well, what do you need to do? This, that, and just go be themselves. Go put that on display. Right? Because I know the team that we have, and all three phases. The punt return from Keon that gave us a nice spark. Was big. He just, it's a heck of a team.
Tate was put in some pretty tough situations, especially first start. How did he handle just that?
There's some things he's going to learn from. We had some early mistakes. Just with the play clock, and I mean some of communication. He was on point with what he needed to see. Just the efficiency of that, and that's one of those things that we all get to be better at. I've got to be better, and in those situations, So it's, but you never feel him go up or down. He is always going to be the same. He's going to do the things necessary, in the moment. And I thought he made some really big throws. He had some plays he'd probably like to have back, but he was what we needed tonight.
How good was it to see the running game do what it did there late? Well, early in the second half, and then late in the second half to ice the game.
Yeah, we needed that, and something coming in. We missed some opportunities there. Early in the contest where we had some negative runs, but. I talked to the entire team before the game. I said, look, we know there's going to be the emotion. There's going to be the ups and downs. There's going to be the swing. I know what you're made of, and I know what the second half's going to look like. And it goes back to their training. It goes back to just the way they practice, the way that they work, and they did what we talked about this morning. And when it came to that time that we needed to be able to run the ball in the second half, they showed up and got the job done.
Can you talk about the sequence late in the first half? They get the safety. You guys have been struggling to move the ball, but you get them off the field and then Benson scores.
Yeah, I thought that was a huge thing, and it started with our defense. Obviously, we had a kickoff after the safety. Didn't get the best of kicks, and they had a good return. We had a short field. Defense was able to to hold them to in that moment, and to be able to get the ball back and to have a touchdown drive right before half, that was just it was what we absolutely needed. Backs against the wall, you have to answer answer the bell in that situation, and Tate made some really good throws, was able to get a couple chunk plays, got into rhythm, and it was great finishing in the end zone.
You've talked a lot about Jordan's toughness. I mean, seeing Tate's toughness, taking that big hit, and then being back out there 3 plays later to hand off what would kind of be the touchdown to ice, I guess, what's that say about him?
Well, I mean, if you're a part of this program, you're going to be tough. And we have tough individuals. I don't care what position you play, quarterback, kicker, offensive line, defensive line, all of them. And it's because it's not just what you do in a weight room. It's not just what you do on a practice field. Man, we have there's a mentality in all things that we get placed in front of us of how we're gonna respond, what the standard is, because every day, man, we want to push to be our best. And when you find yourself in difficult, uncomfortable moments, you get to put that identity on display. And I think obviously Tate was able to do that. Jordan's done that for the last 3 years, and anybody can have a good attitude and put a smile on their face when everything's working for them. But when you find yourself with your back against the wall, what's your approach? And this team, they've earned it, and we continue to push and challenge, and that's not going to stop.
You called Jordan stubborn when he came to practice during the week. Was there any question he would be here, and did he talk to the team like in an organized setting?
Well, he did. He told me, full transparent, Saturday night when I went to see him after the game, he said, "I'm gonna be in Gainesville." I said, "Boy, I just care about him, and I want him to all the things that of who he is. The player is one of the best players in all of football, in my opinion. I love the kid as just who he is, but I mean, it's a person." It's how much he cares about his teammates. He actually did we do a video on game day, and he actually he did the voiceover for it, and I thought that was was pretty incredible. He came down last night, was there at our Friday meal. Got a chance to be in with the team talking. Our guys know, and that's the best thing about our team. You don't have to give a speech. Now, you feel his presence, you feel the impact, but it's because of all the actions that he's had over the last 3 years that's what makes him special. Plenty of guys could get up and just say some words, man, when he talks, everybody listens, and he's just remarkable. So glad that he could be here, and just seeing him in that locker room afterwards, pretty special.
Every team starts out the year searching for perfection in college football, right? You hit that perfect 12-0 mark, and I know you said the journey far from perfect getting here, but to reach that, what does that say about this team and maybe the way they handle success, embrace success?
Well, you can find moments of success, and one of the hardest things to do is to be able to sustain it. But our focus is just getting better, and it doesn't mean like I said, we haven't played a perfect game. We've had ups and downs. We've had but we've all embraced the work that's necessary to rise to the occasion, and that's what this team has done. They've answered the bell. They've showed their heart. We came in with big expectations, and sometimes that can be a challenge. For a few years there, we weren't very good, and we have to balance the swing of building the confidence there early to what you can do, and then now it's still about holding to the standards so that not only do you continue to have success, but you continue to see growth. And I think our team has done that, and just really proud of them. Well, that war chant sounds really good, doesn't it? Boy.
6 sacks today. Defensive line, linebackers, safeties. What do you see from the the quarterback?
Those guys were so very aggressive. Huge plays in the moment, especially they're late. And it was all phases of it. There was a defensive backs. Coach Fuller had a great pressure package to be able to attack them, and there were times that we had 4-man rush that we were able to get home. So our guys, they knew that it was going to take explosive plays, and they answered the call.
How excited are you to take the film with this group next week and play for a championship?
It's another step, and every opportunity I get to be around them, I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about work tomorrow. I'm excited about practice, meetings, learning from the things that happened tonight. But I know we'll have a great week of preparation, and we're going to go do everything in our power to put ourselves in the best spot to have a chance to bring home an ACC championship.
Who broke the law?
Trey Benson, and then Tate got a good swing at it.
Was that Jared's best game?
He was so impactful. Oh my gosh! In the run game, in the passing game, there were plays that the quarterback got the ball out much faster than what he wanted to, just because of Jared's presence. And you could tell throughout the course of the week. He was a man on a mission this week, and he's prepared. And I say that with all due respect to everything he's done, because he's worked his butt off this year, and I do think he's gotten better. And sometimes it's a world that we always look at the stats. Well, what does the stats say? Well, sometimes the stats don't tell the full story. He has done such an incredible job, and he's faced every combination of block and chips and all of that. But tonight he got his opportunity, and he was ready to answer the call as well. And he was huge for us tonight. And him and Jordan are really close, and I think they start every day in practice. They'll kind of goof around a little bit and have they'll have their little semi-wrestling match. And even when Jordan wasn't there, you saw Jared out of respect of keeping their tradition, kind of going through it. And it's just, he doesn't have to do that, but he's got his brother that he cares about, that he wanted to make sure that we had the proper result. And they talked about finishing for Jordan. Well, this was a good step, and we get an opportunity next week to go try to win a ring.
Feel good? Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.